Hey guys, it's Brian. Before you go ahead and do anything else, make sure you leave a like and subscribe and turn on those notifications if you want to see more content like this in the future. Anyways, on to the video. Hey guys, it's Brian. Welcome back to another Yugioh video, and it feels great to be. So, if you want, make sure you leave a like and subscribe. It really does help me out a lot. That helps me make sure that you guys are enjoying the content, and that way I can go ahead and have more motivation to upload in the future. And my goal is to go ahead and upload daily at least one video if I have the chance. So if you want to go ahead and see me do double uploads, make sure you get these videos to above 10 likes per video. That way I can go ahead and do double uploads daily. Anyways, let's go ahead and get right into it. So, of course, we have our triple Alistair, main starter card of the deck. Helps get into most of our fusions and searches out the invocation, so not really much to explain. Best normal summon in the game at the moment until post Burst of Destiny, where Hulk combos are going to be coming back. Of course, we have the one Ecclesia and the one Fleur-de-Lis for our Dogmatika cards. Recurable lights that you can recur off of Nadir's Servant. Additional extenders. Great cards to have. Our Shaddoll package, we did cut down a bit. We have the one Ariel, two Wendy, one Beast, one Hog, one Dragon. I cut the Squamata because of the fact that it's simply an additional send or having the additional name, so I would rather just cut it at this point just to keep my deck as concise as possible. However, the flip effect does occasionally come up, but not really at this point, so I would rather just go ahead and cut it for some other card. Of course, for our hand traps, our monster lineup, we have the 3 Ash, one of the best catch-alls in the game, and 2 Nibiru, or Nibiru, however you want to pronounce it. Most likely going to get bumped up after Burst of Destiny because of the fact that we are going to have these one-card combos with Needle Fiber and leading into Baroness, Savage, and Herald of the Arclight. So these are going to be great cards to have as well. Next, we have the one Called by the Grave to start out with our spells. Of course, this deck is very susceptible to hand traps, so having the one Called by the Grave is helpful, although I do wish it was a 3. Next, the new addition, 2 Crossout Designator. Only playing 2 because of space. I probably would play a 3rd if I could. However, 2 is fine at the moment, and we are playing 5 cards that do help us with hand traps. So, unfortunately, because of the fact that we want to keep our deck at 40, we are not running a 3rd Crossout Designator. Next, the One Foolish Burial. Great card. Simple reasoning is that dump any Shaddoll card, or if you need to, you can dump your Alistair if you have an invocation in hand. That way you can go ahead and get your plays going. One Harpy's Feather Duster for spell trap removal. Great to have, especially when people are still using cards like Mystic Mind in the main deck. So I just want to have that one out. 2 Invocation and 3 Meltdown for rounding out our Alistair package. 3 Nadir's Servant to go along with our 2 Dogmatika cards. Self-explanatory. 3 Shaddoll Fusion. Standard at this point for Shaddolls. 2 Super Poly. I still like Super Poly main deck because of the fact that you can go ahead and break boards. For example, you can go ahead and if they do a Dragoon play where they use Verte, you can just go ahead and use those 2. Or you can go ahead and take away the Herald of Perfection and another light monster in Drytrons, for example. So it depends on the matchup, but this is a really great card to have, especially since it can't be responded to. Next, 2 Triple Tactics. This is just our last card out of our response for hand traps. So in case we're not playing one of the hand traps that cross out can affect, when we draw Triple Tactics, at least we still have a way of responding to them, or after it resolves, we have a way of continuing or extending our plays, or even just taking a card of our opponent's hand. 3 Imperm. I still think this is probably the best hand trap of the format, simply because it can't be stopped by Triple Tactics or Called by the Grave. Crossout does affect it. However, that means that they have one less crossout to deal with if they do use it. So, I'm sorry, one less Imperm to use if they do use it. So that's one of the main reasons why this is at 3. And lastly, our 1 copy of Shaddoll Schism. For our extract, it's mostly pretty standard. We have 2 Apkalone, 2 Construct, 2 Winda for our Shaddolls. Pretty standard at this point, and especially with Apkalone, we can send it off Nadir or even make it first turn to go ahead and just get to our plays as soon as possible. The 1 Entis because of our Nadir Servants. And for our Invoked Fusions, we have the Aguitas, Mechaba, Purgatrio, and Raijin. Aguitas and Mechaba are standard. Purgatrio, not so much, but I still like it for the potential OTKs. And Raijin does help start out plays at times as well if you're playing against someone that makes droll, and so that drolls you first turn. You can just go ahead and take their droll from their graveyard and make this. That way you don't have the Alistair just sitting there. Or you can just go ahead and use your Wendy from hand and get a search from the deck onto the field as well. And our last fusion, we are playing the one Mud Dragon to get rid of cards our opponents may be playing. So, let's say for example, like a Dimension Dragoon, Uno, or Drytrons, they can go ahead and use Perfection and maybe another Drytron monster like Fafnir or Zeus. Just as examples, you can take both of those away, which are pretty big threats, and just simply put them into a monster that you can just change the attribute for a fusion or for even to prevent targeting from an Alistair. And for our links, we have the one Artemis, best light target we have, because you can just go with any spellcaster in your deck to go ahead and make this. One gravity controller for when we have the construct or the app cologne turn 1. And lastly, our Verte Anaconda to go ahead and round out our links. Verte is in here, of course, because we can send a Shaddoll fusion, but also send Super Poly. So in case someone tries to IO you, and when I mean IO, I mean Imperial Order or Anti-Spell, you still have a way of getting to your fusions. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the deck profile. Please make sure you leave a like and sub, like always. And I hope to see you guys in the next one. See ya!